That's when we came up with the big five: phonemic awareness, phonics, fluency, comprehension, and vocabulary. Again, the struggling reader has the ability for parents to assess their child in 4 of those 5. We do not have a vocabulary component. We really believe that if you can get your child reading, their vocabulary will grow. And you can build their vocabulary once they're able to delve into these different stories and books. So I wanted, as promised, to tie it all together. I take them all apart and I assess phonemic awareness separate from phonics, separate from fluency, separate from comprehension. I want to know exactly where their struggles are. If you watched the clip on phonemic awareness, you'll know that I'm measuring 21 very discrete skills. That's 21 in one of those 5 components. Phonics, there are 44 sounds in the English language and over 500 ways to spell those sounds. In phonics itself, I'm going to narrow that down. What does my child know? What do they not know? And work on their areas of deficit specifically. I'm going to find out what sight words they know, what their reading levels are, and under the fluency component, I'm going to find out their reading speed, their prosody, and their accuracy. Now, how do I do this? Where do I start? When I teach a beginning reader, I want to know that they know all the sounds. So I could just even teach reading by doing the activities in the phonemic awareness book, by doing the activities in the phonics book, and by doing the activities in the sight word book. Those are very foundational to reading. If I have a child that's older than that, I want to find out where are their holes, why are they laboring. I would give the phonemic awareness test on Monday, the phonics test on Tuesday, sight words on Wednesday, fluency on Thursday, comprehension on Friday. By the end of the week, you know where all of your child's strengths and weaknesses are. Then you go into the activities. You get your plan. You know exactly what activities to do with that child in phonemic awareness. You know exactly what activities and skills to work on in phonics. We've taken the guesswork out of it. Instead of doing a whole phonics curriculum to hit the holes, you go in and you teach them specifically. Now again, if you come to me and you say, my child has a comprehension problem, I don't know that that's true. Any credible reading specialist would assess your child in all of these areas. If your child is answering questions incorrectly, it could be because they have an inaccuracy issue, and that falls under fluency. If they are reading inaccurately, it could be because they don't have decoding skills down. So their short E's don't sound like short E's, because eh and it to them are the same sound. So in context, they have to look at everything to figure out what the meaning is, and so that slows them way down, giving them comprehension problems, but a slow reading speed falls under fluency as well. And maybe they don't have that phonics skill mastered because they don't decipher it phonetic. They don't decipher it because they don't decipher it auditorily, and that falls under phonemic awareness. So every one of these must work together to make a good and capable reader. We assess them separately and we bring them all back together. We work on them all together. Does that mean you have to master phonemic awareness before you start on phonics? No. Find out where their holes are, work on them all at the same time. You might do 2 or 3 activities in phonemic awareness. Each activity takes about 10 minutes to do, 10 or 15 minutes. Might do 2 activities in phonemic awareness, 2 in phonics, do 2 or 3 of your sight word activities or your fluency activities. Comprehension gets incorporated into your day. So that's your reading curriculum, and you're teaching specifically to your child's area of weakness. I call it our DNA testing, because your oldest child is going to test completely different from your youngest child. And so every child labors for a different reason. I want to pinpoint where it is. I can teach reading this way. Now, if you're looking for a curriculum out of the gate to teach reading, that is scripted and has daily activities and workbook and incorporates writing, this is not for you. This is a reading curriculum specifically using a multimodality way of teaching. There are no worksheets here, strictly games and activities